Oh, him.
This channel does not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
It's all unraveling. It's all unraveling.
Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. We would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, where I am your host, Yeshua Judah, sitting along Ox of Fire Shehu and Ayo Ben Yehu. We're going to do it like we do it on every day that the Greeks call Thursday. We would like to welcome you, and if you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell so that you can get every notification when we upload on Thursdays. With that being said, let's prepare ourselves for a great show.
Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no. It's almost getting close.
Shalom.
In case you didn't know,
We'd like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, where I am your
got
host,
pregnant with a daughter. She
Yeshua.
introduced a new world order. She wicked
It
as
has
hell.
been
If you
a
try to
long
feed
week,
the
but all
homeless, they
praises
take you
to the
jail.
Most High
And for
that
that
we are
wicked
here
heart of
today.
power, gon' send them to hell.
This is the day that the Greeks and the Romans called Thor's Day. How y'all doing, my brothers?
Good.
Shalom.
Glad to be here. Shalom, brother. How
It
y'all?
is very good to be here, man. Look,
Yeah.
you did you just say we off? Is that what you said? Oh, I thought you said we off. I'm finna say when I sit down here to do this show, I know I'm done with them people, man. I know I'm done with them people.
Hey, you got one more day, Ak, and you
got
one more day. And
one more day, man.
For the weekend.
I might go to sleep early so that day can come, and I'm gonna take whatever come that day, knowing that at the end of it, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Look here, man. It has been I can't say a rough week. I give all praises to the Most High for the week that I have had, but it has been challenging.
Yeah.
But and my daddy used to say, man, hard work ain't never killed nobody. So
So
it ain't killed nobody. In fact,
No.
I think it made a lot of brothers better. You know, so I'm not complaining whatsoever. You just start to feel things differently the older you get. Your body don't react to certain things the same way. You know what I'm saying? So
tell me about it, boy.
you start needing a little bit more rest than you used to need when you was younger. The list can go on and on.
Yeah.
I wake up, I get out of bed every morning and feel like I'm popping popcorn. Boy, I hear knees
Look here,
popping,
man.
ankles popping, toes, fingers, wrists.
Get that rolling start roll.
Right.
Just think, we only in our 40s, man. Our forefathers lived well up until 400, 500, 600 years, man. Which means that when they was our age, what we are now, they was still like teenagers, man. I mean, what's 48, 49 years old to a 500 and some year old man? Dude, we really babies.
Really babies. And like, man, we were still having babies at that age. Like, what you screaming?
Man,
it's crazy.
Abram was still having them in 90-some years. Come on now.
Hey,
moved on over to another wife.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Like, hey, I got children.
But all praises, though, man. The Most High is very good. We have a really, really great informative show tonight.
Oh man,
we got a lot of things to talk about. So I don't want to take too long because I know my brother Ayo, he has a beyond critical race theory as well. So let's get to that, my man. What you got?
Beyond critical race theory, guys. This is a guy I have never heard of. I don't know if the audience, some may have. But if you were once deemed the most hated black man in Florida, you would think some of us would have heard about him. But
right,
the beyond critical race theory tonight, something that's never ever taught in school. This segment is dedicated to just that. The most hated black man in America, Mr. Harry T. Moore, Moore. Mr. Harry T. Moore. Listen to this. Couple facts. Now, this article comes from Ferris State University, which is a well-known university in Florida. And like I said the other week, I like to get, when doing this beyond critical race theory, I just, you Google it, Wikipedia, man, they could have anything on there. I like to get to the articles that's from the state that they're talking about, and somebody wrote the article that either grew up or lived near where it happens. They'll put their
they got some stock in it.
Right, and they're gonna.
It's not just a story to them.
Come on, bro. It's not just a story; it's an account. So this, the person that wrote this says he was the first civil rights leader to be assassinated. You would think we would have heard about that, right?
What year is this again?
This was 1951. Listen now.
Okay.
Few knew his name. His murder was the spark that ignited the American civil rights movement, but even fewer knew his story. You see, that's like I read that, so I did the same thing. I kind of was like, wait a minute, bro. Yeah. So before graduate student Mike King, which we all know as Martin Luther the King,
right?
Before Detroit Red changed his name to Malcolm X, and before Medgar Evers joined the NAACP, civil rights activist Harry T. Moore and his wife Harriet were murdered. On Christmas night, 1951, an explosion ripped through the little frame cottage he and his wife of 25 years called home. The bomb was planted beneath their home, directly under their bedroom. The brutal, deadly force of the blast slammed the bed where they were sleeping through the thick wood ceiling rafters.
Wow.
And we've never heard of this, bro. We've never heard of this. In the 1950s, in the Deep South, Moore's political activism had earned him plenty of enemies. Some label him the most hated black man in Florida. Harry Moore's mother, that was visiting for the holidays then, she voiced her concerns. She voiced concerns for Moore's safety. Mothers she just had that intuition, like something just feel off, son. I could just feel it. Something don't feel right. And he told her, he said, every advancement comes by way of sacrifice. Before they went to bed, what I am doing is benefiting my people. That's what he told her before they went to bed, before the bomb went off. So let's talk about a couple of things he did. Now it says he was a man on a mission. He traveled throughout the marshes and swamps of Florida, devoting himself to helping the African Americans learn their constitutional rights. He was almost single-handedly responsible for creating and then expanding the Florida NAACP, which in 1951 was pretty much the start of the civil rights movement. He fought against racial injustice long before there was any kind of civil rights movement. So like I say, he was pretty much in the late 40s and 50s. He started this thing. So the way he launched his own investigations of brutal lynchings and unspeakable acts of mob violence in an era where a 16-year-old black boy was killed merely for sending a Christmas card to a white girl. He witnessed this and the boy was forced to jump into the Suwannee River in front of his own father where he drowned. All right. He was labeled a troublemaker. Okay. Now, one of the more things he did, he would wear out countless typewriter ribbons for writing eloquent protests against such brutality. So he was a writer. He would publish these and send them out through the city and the counties. He would know that they would be met with outright hostility or indifference from white officials. On a hand-cranked ditto machine he set up on his dining table, he churned out thousands of circulars attacking lynchings, segregated schools, and unequal salaries for black teachers. Wearing his second hat or his second job as the executive secretary of the Progressive Voters League, which he co-founded in 1944, He was the singular driving force in the registration of, get this, 100,000 new African American voters in Florida. You don't think that made them mad?
Yeah, they hated him.
Oh man, they hated him.
They hated him.
Oh, bro. And this is where you see Mike King or Martin Luther, Detroit Red. They knew about this guy.
Right.
They didn't, a lot wasn't said about him. So you got to know, because when I read this, I was like, man, this might be one of the guys they got their inspiration from. Like reading that, like 100,000 of us in the 40s. Getting ready to vote.
Early 40s.
You know the difference between this guy and Mike King is that this guy here was working independently. He was doing this out of the soul of his own heart. As our parents would say, he was doing this out of the kindness of his. He didn't have nobody behind him pushing him out to the front to do this here for an alternative reason. He was doing this simply because he saw. What do the scripture tell us? The prophet Isaiah tell us that oppression makes a wise man mad.
Yeah, bro.
This was a brother that was mad because of the things that he was seeing, and he took it upon himself to make a change. This is why we don't know about this brother.
This is why
because
we don't know.
Mike King, and I think it's important that we explain why we call him Mike King. His name wasn't Martin.
It wasn't Martin Luther.
No, the brother name was not Martin. The brother, the brother name is Mike King. That's his name. Exactly. Right. So, and his daddy name was Mike as well. Changed his name because of the reformer Martin Luther. That's the reason why he changed his name, right? And it was, and it's more marketable too. You know what I'm saying? So this guy here, though, back to what I was saying, this guy, you know what I'm saying? He was a problem. Mike King wasn't no problem. Nah, this dude was a problem.
This dude was an issue. They was trying to figure out, like, how is the county all of a sudden these new voters, black folk got this courage now. They can vote. And then everything
social media on feet.
They were social. Come on, that's exact. When I read this, I was like, oh, I got to bring this out because he was the first social media on feet. People was like, white folks that was doing these lynchings was like, wait, how was people finding out about what we doing? Harry T. Moore was writing about it, sending out pamphlets, letting them know. So here we go. To end this, it says, through the Jim Crow era, a lot of people was afraid. He was called a troublemaker and a Negro organizer because his friends, a lot of his peers, were saying he wasn't the go along to get along guy. He wasn't about that, and he wasn't doing none of that. So for 17 years, guys, 17 years, he crisscrossed the back roads of Florida. 3 cars, traveling alone, usually at night, through small towns where no restaurant would serve him, no motel would house him, and some gas stations wouldn't let him fill his tank, empty his bladder, or even use the phone. Man, this dude was like Shiok out in the boy. People couldn't almost run out of gas, couldn't use the bathroom, couldn't use the phone, but he was still going out, man.
Still going.
For his
it takes a individual, man. You are for real a selfless individual to go out and do these types of things on your own in that time, in that state. Everything about what he was doing was life-threatening.
Life-threatening. He was threatening their way. He was threatening their way of life, and they was threatening his life.
They was threatening his life.
Yeah,
he was threatening his life
in a sundown town.
Sundown towns. So
in the sundown state.
States.
He had the Ruach on him because they never caught him until that last night where his mother was like, listen, I feel something is off. And he said, Mom, don't worry about it. I'm for the advancement of my people. They went to bed, and unfortunately, them folks was able to get under his, in the basement, put the bomb under there. Him and his wife were killed. So now to end this, they do have a historical marker. You know how they had the little black boards with the historical marker down near his home site. There are plans to develop the home site to commemorate the lives of the two pioneering American Black civil rights workers that him and his wife were. Preliminary plans they have reconstructing the Moore House with memorabilia for their lives, a plaza and an educational center, picnic areas, restrooms, and parking spaces. So
So how
all
they
this
did
is
that
in the
already?
development in that little
How
city
they
in
did that
Florida.
already? Or
Yeah,
are they
guys,
doing?
Harry T. Moore. Go look up. Go do more research.
Oh, sorry about that.
I read this account, man, and it was more than just a story. When I read this, I was just just flabbergasted. Like, wow, how have we not heard of him? So whenever you get a chance, guys, audience, Harry T. Moore and his wife, man, 40s and 50s, they were doing amazing things, and unfortunately, they were taken out, but their legacy lives on. All praise for what he
So
started.
let me ask, everything that they're gonna do for him and his wife? How they done already, or they getting ready to do it?
It says that they're in the plans. They've done it. Now they have the marker there, but it says none of this has started. They're just starting to and like I said, I really feel like they're just starting it now because folks like us, myself, they're starting to do the research and starting to ask questions. Why have we never heard of this guy? Why was he swept under the rug? So now a lot of that shame and guilt is coming on them, and they're trying to quote unquote let's do something about it. It's too late. Y'all should have been.
Yeah, should have told us about him first of all.
Right.
Can you imagine your kid going to school, man, asking the history teacher about this brother?
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, can you imagine? The history teacher himself probably don't know about it either, though. But at the same time, it's interesting to me. One more time, what all are they planning on doing?
It says to educate, inform, and honor the works of Harry T. and Harriet Moore, a historical marker has been placed at their home site. There are plans to develop the home site to commemorate the lives of two pioneering American Black civil rights workers.
So that would be a museum.
Yeah. Preliminary plans include a reconstruction of the Moore's 6-room house with the memorabilia from the Moore's lives, a plaza with an educational and interpretive center, picnic areas, restrooms, and parking space. So they're going to make like a whole little area.
So really, in all reality, y'all done went this long, let nobody know anything about this guy. Now that we've done research and found out about him, so you have decided now that you are about to make money off of him. That's how I look at that.
It's a money.
That's how I look at that.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's how I look at that. I mean, a museum and all of that stuff there. Right. That ain't nothing but a way for them, dude.
Way for them to make money. Sell tickets.
Again, there you go. That's exactly.
So he don't have no offsprings and nobody they can give the money to. So now they waited for years, like they did King Charles.
Right.
And King James and his son King Charles killed him, got rid of him. No more bloodline. Now let's put the little nasty dragon that's in there now.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, man. That account, that story just like, I was up late one night and I was like, man, Father, what can I bring out? And he came across. So yeah, that Harry T. Moore, that right there. I was like, man, this dude was doing a lot of stuff back in the day when it was dangerous to do. Now you want to talk 1940? That's a sacrifice.
That's a sacrifice. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Martin Luther King did not begin to fear for his life until his mind started till his thinking started changing. When his thinking started changing, and you can tell when you go look at some of his speeches, because he stopped speaking all of that love stuff in the end. If you really pay attention to him, the brother started asking the white people, "Hey, we want land.
We want land.
Mm-hmm.
We want ownership." And this is when his life actually got put in jeopardy, man. Yeah. You cannot do this type of work.
Right. Yeah.
For us.
Right.
And think, I mean, dude, they put a whole onslaught war on drugs just for Negroes.
That's it, man.
Nixon's words were, and I'm paraphrasing it, but he said that I know I can't make a law because they black, and I cannot make a law because they homosexuals. Talking about homosexuals and black people, right? Mm-hmm. He said, so I figured that I could just get both of them all in one by waging a war on drugs. And that's exactly what they did, man. So here we are right now. I want to appreciate that. I appreciate that, man, that critical race theory, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Harry T. Moore, like the brother said, and there's so many more. I know so many more that we'll never hear about. Only reason we heard about Nate Turner is because, you know what I'm saying, a brother decided to make the movie about it, and they tried their best not to let that movie be released.
They put scandals on that brother and everything, man.
Yeah, they tried their best. So all praises for Harry T. Moore.
Harry T. Moore.
For a real pioneer over here in Babylon that was trying to make a way for his people. Let's get this music break in and let's get back on the other side and get to talking about our stories. This here is Black Canvas Music Praise Report.
I got a praise report. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. You got a praise report. Everybody got a praise report. Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report.
Man, them people call themselves calling death on me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I got the faith of a mustard seed. Got my praise before my enemies. The Most High, He keep on blessing me. Got a much better job. All my rent mortgage paid. All my homies beat the case. He keeps on making a way. There's more to life than wearing diamonds on my neck, yeah. The word of life and then my help is on deck, yeah. Now let me hear you loud and clear. From the front to the rear, I'ma be praising Him. Yes, I am. I'ma be praising Him. It's been a long time coming, and I know it's been a long time coming, and I know
I got a praise report. 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 Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. You got a praise report. Everybody got a praise report. Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report.
I got a praise report when I think of my past, got a praise and some more. Pin in the pen while me blaze up this flow, then I lift up my glass, give you a toast. Gas, yeah, still on my post. Never do this just to brag of the post. The ones that do that, they be lacking the ghost. Catch me up in the kitchen, still backing up hoes. Put me on a new mission, I'm right on the road. Feel like the scripture sit right on my soul. Relieving the tension and lifting the low. Trying to get to the kingdom, that's really the goal. Facts, yeah, never selling my soul. Came to my senses, you read what you sold. Straight out of the trenches, don't get it no more. Now I'm walking in truth on the yellow brick road. Yahoo!
I got a praise report.
I do.
I got a praise report. Yeah, I got a praise report. Really? I got a praise report. Testimony time. I got a praise report.
I do.
Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. I got a praise report. You got a praise report. Everybody got a praise report. Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report.
joy is mine.
Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report.
Glory, hallelujah. Give all the glory to you. Testimony.
Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report. Testimony time. I got a praise report. Glory, hallelujah, joy is mine. I got a praise report.
Yeah.
El Yisrael is in there with you as well, isn't that?
So what, you talking about the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there was a Carbon of Yahoo. Me and Ilya, we got another banger coming soon. But yeah, that
Okay,
right there was Nakar Benyahu, but yeah, me and
you hear y'all be ready, brother. You're gonna be be on the show. You're gonna be on the show one of these Thursday nights, man.
Yes,
just to let you know. Just to let you know. Hey, before we get into our stories, man, let's go into some word. Let's go to this 2 Esdras.
2 Esdras. It's a 2 Esdras 15.
Yes, sir. Let's read a few verses up out of here.
Oh man.
Read a few verses out this 2 Esdras 15 because we're going to be talking about a lot of the things that the wicked has planned for us. And you know, you got several churches that love to preach fire and brimstone messages. And it's a lot of fire and brimstone that's going on right now. And as we was talking before the show started, Ayob, is that with all of this that's going on that's around us, I think it's important to put in perspective why it's happening.
Right.
We can't just say that, you know, people are dying by the tens of thousands, and we can't just say that, you know, that if you don't do this, then you ain't gonna make it, or, you know, things like that. Let's put this thing in perspective by the words of he who is controlling all of this as to why these things are happening. Because in all reality, these things are showing us that our exit is near.
It's near.
Our exit is near. Before a woman, and you know what I'm saying, and I, you know, I hope I'm not getting out of line right here, but I seen it with my own 2 eyes with the birth of my children. Before kids are born, it gets hard on a woman's body.
Birth pains, man. Come. Absolutely.
It gets hard. So right now, this is what we are in. We are in, you know what I'm saying? And if I offended any woman for using that as an analogy, Yeshua, Judah, do apologize. But we are in, you know what I'm saying, birth pains right now, man.
Yes, sir.
Because the Most High is coming for his children. But he can't just come get us. He finna shake this joker up. The whole world gonna know who our Father is and who we is. Hey, can you hear it, man? I think it's gonna be some disco lights or something gonna be. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be
not the disco ball dropping. You're gonna the disco ball gonna drop.
What did they say? Y'all gonna know. Y'all are gonna know.
He got the pro. He got the pro.
2 Esdras chapter 15, starting at verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Most High, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." I like verse 3. "Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." All of this that we've been talking about is they wicked imaginations against us. Huh?
That's it.
And the Most High tell us, this is why the word is so comforting, because we get on here and get to talking about monkeypox and polio and nuke bombs dropping and stuff, right? But we got a promise right here in verse 3 where he tell us, fear not the imaginations.
Right.
Don't be afraid. Let them do what it is that they gonna do, right? And this is the reason why. If you ever wondered if you need to get yourself right with the Most High, verse 4 tells it all. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. The unfaithful. So that means that if you standing on the side of righteousness, right? If you're doing what the Most High is asking you to do, then you can have that same promise that David had when he said that 1,000 may fall on my left and 10,000 may fall on my right, but he said it shall not come nigh unto me. Right?
Bring it out.
Say, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Verse 5, behold, said the Most High. This is it, man. So we looking at COVID-19, right? We looking at monkeypox, and we looking at polio. And I just came across an article of a new disease that's troubling babies in a whole nother country. We looking at this. This is what the Most High said. I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said the Most High, he said, I will hold my tongue no more.
Man, this is the
I will
most
hold my tongue no more.
Bro.
As touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, he says, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Therefore says the Most High, I will surely avenge them.
Say it again.
I will surely avenge them.
Come on, man.
And receive unto myself all innocent blood from among them.
Con. Man.
He says, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. All of these commercials they be promoting, and all of they henchmen they be putting on there to talk about this and talk about this, they leading his people to the slaughter. He said, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Brother, we getting up out of here.
Getting up out of here, bro.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand, a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land therefore. 12 and 13, and I'm going to finish. He says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
That right there, that Isaiah 45:7, where he said, I the Lord did it all.
Did it all.
He just broke it all the way down without he do.
He just broke it all the way down. Now you see why they had to take that out and only compile or canonize or approve 66 books. They was like, once they start reading Two Edges 15, a light bulb is going to come on and their wheels are going to start turning, and they're going to know it's talking about them. They are the children that he is talking about coming to avenge. All praises for the word, man. All
praises to the Most High for his word, man. This word is so refreshing and it's good for the soul. And you got to understand, with all of this that's happening in this world, man, we need somebody to say it's going to be okay. And that's what Abba is doing to his children. He's telling us, it's gonna be okay. Hold on. You know I do everything in sport. You know I'm sports minded, right? I remember them early '90s Chicago Bulls. Matter of fact, I remember that what was it? Was it 79 wins? But man,
79 and
it was up there.
72 and 10.
72, that's right. 72 and 10. That's 72. I remember, if you remember a few times, man, they got tested in that season.
Yeah.
They got tested. But I remember Phil Jackson, man. Phil Jackson used to just stand up on the back of that chair. And he even did it when he was with the Lakers too.
Yeah.
He wouldn't coach there. He wouldn't call timeout in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because we done practice. We don't practice for this situation. That's what the Most High is telling us right now. Look, you in the fourth quarter, yo. You in the fourth quarter, Safa. It is crunch time, but guess what? We've been practicing for this. Don't worry about it. We good.
I hear your cries.
We good. You're right. He said, I hear your cries. I hear the cries of the innocent. The blood is crying out in my ears.
It's crying out, man.
Just hold tight. Hold on.
Stretched out arms. Welcome home.
Come on. Welcome home.
That's what is it 2 Corinthians 7 and 14, where he says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, then shall I hear from heaven, man. Say, look here, man. Hey, when we come together collectively, Ooh. And this is one of the reasons why they are trying to keep us so separated and not knowing who we are too. Because if we collectively come together and call on the name of the Most High as a people, man, look, girl, man,
that's what it's going to take. You know what I'm saying? Is collectively the cry of Yehuda, the cry of Judah. It's going to take us crying out and really letting everybody know that He is our source.
That He is our source. Exactly. We ain't depending on nothing else. So let's get it, man. I felt that it was necessary to read that because there's so much going on. We had a few movies. One of them was I Am Legend. And there is a TV series that comes on. My wife watches it a lot, and I come in and watch it sometime, which is The Walking Dead. You guys familiar with? Yeah. The thing that's that those two shows have in common is that everybody is infected. Everybody. That's what those two shows have in common. So article after article after article has been popping up in my news feed about polio and monkeypox, polio and monkeypox, polio and monkeypox. And it's really been popping up the way that these articles have been showing that it's popping up a lot in New York. New York get the blunt of everything.
That's ground zero for everything.
New York is ground zero for everything. So I was sitting up thinking to myself, and I called Yo, we talked about it, and I talked to Safa about it as well. And I just thinking to myself, I was like, it's especially polio, right? Because Bill Gates and his wife, when they was married, right? They made it a plan to let you know that vaccinations work. How do we know they work? Because through vaccinations, we eradicated. That was the words that he used.
Yep.
We eradicated polio. So if vaccinations eradicated polio, why is it all of a sudden popping up now?
Reemerging.
A year and a half, 2 years after so many people got the jab. Why all of a sudden this nasty looking monkeypox disease just start popping up now after a year and a half or 2 years after so many people got the jab? So it made me ask the question, is polio really polio?
Right.
Is monkeypox really monkeypox?
Right.
Or could monkeypox and polio both be side effects of the jab? But it's easy to say monkeypox.
Right.
It's easy to say polio.
Right.
Who's going to argue with that?
Right.
I mean, we ain't never witnessed nothing like this here before.
Yeah, not anything reemerging like polio. We were told that polio was eradicated, completely done. And then all of a sudden it's reemerging, not just back again. They talking like in New York, like it's getting serious. like the mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, they're not necessarily talking about it. But like you said, in our news feed, these articles are people writing about it because they scared.
They're scared.
Like, wait a minute, how is this polio just making a comeback like this? Like the numbers are each week, the numbers are climbing higher and higher and higher.
Right.
So, like you said, you pose a question. The WHO, World Health Organization, will tell us, it's the jab is perfect and it's doing this, but coincidentally, 2 years later, this December to be exactly 2 years since the rollout, all this stuff is popping up, monkeypox and polio,
pox, all that.
It's just it's crazy. So I'm a con with you. I agree. I'll roll with I believe it is side effect from the jabs. I believe that it's going to get worse.
It's going to get. I mean, you got to look at when Revelation tells us that there's going to come a time when man is going to want to die and not going to be able to die.
Come on, man. Bring it out. Come on.
That's a pestilence. They sick with something. They sick with something. They sick with something that they got them wanting to check up out of here, but they can't. And you got to think, man, when you look at this. Okay, let's put something in perspective here. You got the first rollout, the very first rollout. Oh, we got the savior now because now we can start trying to get back to normal, right? So for the first cocktail come out. Then as soon as it came out, it wasn't no longer than out there. People arms were still sore from getting the first cocktail. Then all of a sudden, we recommend that you get a booster.
Right. One booster. Right.
After that booster, now we recommend that you get another booster. But JJ was supposed to be a one-hitter quitter, right?
One-hit wonder. Yeah, it was supposed
to be. Then when you go to adverse, which is the adverse reactions to medicines, it's a web page called Verse. When you go to Verse, JJ was turning people off the bone.
Off the bone, bro.
But wait a minute. Pfizer was turning them off the bone too.
Right.
Yep. They did the first rollout testing kit.
Right.
See? People was having seizures. Still don't know what happened to that nurse. I don't know if you remember that nurse.
Yeah.
It was the nurse that got jabbed at work. And passed out. Ain't nobody ever seen her no more.
Ain't heard nothing. Ain't nothing. Ain't heard
nobody ever seen her no more.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And not only do you got these autoimmune diseases, because that's what monkeypox is. It's an autoimmune disease.
Yep.
Polio is an autoimmune disease.
Right.
Not only are we having these autoimmune diseases, people are just dying.
That's right.
Right.
35 years old, dead. 46 years old, dead.
18-year-old passing out on the basketball court, dead. Like
dead.
Yeah.
You know?
It's heavy. That's
I feel that I'm agree with both of y'all. Yeah, it's a side effect of the jab. But it's easy to just throw a name on some AIDS they came out with now. AIDS is back. HIV is back. All these symptoms, all these diseases are back. Once after they rolled out all the jabs, all the boosts, more of this. Now it's more, of the cocktail that's coming out. So I'm agreeing because I feel like I'm a victim of it. Once they said I had it, but they gave it to me, my body ain't been the same since. My body has not been the same. I've been fighting like coughing issues, a whole lot of immune system issues.
Right.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
If I get a little cold, it's gonna react as if I got COVID. I'm gonna just stop eating. So that's what I feel, man.
Yeah. And see, in these jabs, man, they said like you said earlier, Sheer, you had to get one. They said it was gonna be good. Then they said you got to get a booster. Then they said you got to get the second jab.
Right.
Then after that, another booster. So it's like, wait a minute, how you go from one and one only? That's it. Once we roll that out, that's it. Then it just kept going, and that thing was like the Energizer Bunny, boy.
Well, right now, I just got a news feed just this week that the FDA is about to approve another booster.
Another booster.
How many can you take, man? That's just the C19 by itself. Now they talking about a monkeypox vaccine. They talking about getting another polio vaccine. On top of it, they want you to get the flu vaccine. How much can you put? I'm gonna tell you what we're looking at. We're looking at a lot of toxic people.
Right.
Their blood is toxic.
Toxic. Toxic. And like we were talking the other day, Sherry, you mentioned a good point about some of this stuff could have a time release on it.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's why the effects of their skin looking the way that it's kind of looking because it's if that is that bubbly stuff.
Right.
that's time release. Now, it may be like, was it eczema, or it may release in your lungs, or it could release in other spots, but your body was trying to fight it and react it. All your lymph nodes swell no matter which one it is, because that's your body trying to break everything down.
Trying to fight it off, because the spike proteins continue to build up inside of your body. So it's like your body is fighting, and what your body actually starts doing is, because there's nothing left to really fight, it just starts fighting itself.
Yeah. Right. So
and this is why you start exactly, and this is the reason why you start getting sick. So man, you gotta understand, dude. You can drink too much water.
Mm-hmm.
Kids die every year in college at them trying to get into them daggum fraternities and sorority. You know what I'm saying? For drinking too much water. That's water, something that we know is good for you, right? You can die from drinking too much water. So here we are. We talking about shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. But wait a minute. My wife brought up something that I never did think about, which was a really, really great point. Whenever you take medicine, when you go to the doctor and he prescribe a medicine for you, right? He always lead with, are you taking this type of medication, or are you taking this type of medication for whatever he prescribed to you? And the reason is because certain medications have an adverse reaction to other medications. So they telling everybody to get these shots, not knowing what kind of medicines people are already taking.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's funny to me that lately all the medicine that's for our people, all the same common ingredients is stay out the sun. Stay out the sun.
So I never thought about that, but you're right though. Yup.
And on top of with the the cocktails, that ain't no good, man. We made to go out in the sun.
We made to go in the sun.
Right.
We made to go in the sun. Exactly.
That's crazy, man.
So what we seeing, man, on the physical stand of this, it's the same thing that we seeing on the economic side is self-sabotage. You're exactly right, Israel zombies, man. That's exactly what they creating. I've been saying this for the longest, and I'm starting to see it even more so, Israel, that, and I was telling, man, one of these days we gonna go to bed with our family and we gonna wake up the next morning, we ain't gonna even know who these people is in the house, man.
I'm telling you.
Dawn of the dead type stuff.
Dawn of the dead.
I'm telling you.
Dawn of the dead,
boy. And
and they are intentionally doing this, man. You don't think that these people are making us sick on purpose, man?
Yeah, because the pharmaceuticals, that watched the movie the other day, that Toxic Skies. That's what movie is about. And if you've never seen it, watch that movie, man. A certain young lady that's no longer with us, she was in that movie. And it's talking about, Anne Hesh, and it's talking about what we're talking about now. It's just, something happened to a city, and she was trying to get a cure for it, but found out that, stuff was going against her, and it was the own government. You know what I'm saying? Like, pharmaceuticals make money off this stuff. We were just talking a couple of weeks ago. If Biden said, I want the whole world 1 billion doses to roll out, and then if Moderna doses are $19 a pop, you do the math. For 500 million doses, $19 a pop, or $175 a pop. Man, you know what type of money that is for a company to receive? A company that can receive that money and invest in technology and other things.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They starting to invest in the technology, which is why they starting to have all of these, what we was talking about earlier with the rolling blackouts. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to get away from that, and they trying to move it to a science. But none of it makes sense, man. Everything that they doing right now, everything that they're doing on every level is straight sabotage, man. That's exactly what it is.
That's what's happening. Exactly. And
straight sabotage.
I'm over here reading where they're gonna try to drop off the jab in the black community, they double dosing. Of course, they doubling down with all the cocktails in the black and Hispanic communities. Since we're like 25% of all of it. So, for instance, the neighborhood is packed. 25 to 30% of it is us that's carrying it, is what they're saying. So now they got to double down with the dosage with us, along with the alphabet people. They throw them with us all of a sudden. They minorities now.
Right.
Yeah. So the brown and the black and the alphabet folks, just get toe up.
Yeah, man. Because we were talking in New York. New York, if you ever been to New York, it is packed. I mean, it's people walking. It's you know, in the Hispanic and black and brown community, it may be 4, 5, 6 people in an apartment or more.
About it, yeah, exactly. You got to think, man. Go ahead, Yob. I'm sorry, brother.
No. You could. That was my point. I was just saying we so packed into these projects and these developments and these houses that, of course, if 6 of us are working and there's 3 children in the house, it's 9 total people in a 4-bedroom apartment or 3-bedroom apartment. If we're going out subways, buses, public transportation, and going back and forth to work, of course we're gonna acquire it quicker than a lot of other. I mean, come on.
I mean, they in the back. They in the back anyway, testing the nasty water we flush.
Right.
So they make sewage. Yeah.
I mean, look at what they doing in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? On what we talking about right now, man. All of this here. I mean, you know, it's like, and I'm gonna keep repeating this. I'm gonna keep repeating this until it's like understood and seen. It's sabotage. Yo, you and I was talking about it. I believe you and I was as well, Safa, that the only way to bring America down is sabotage.
Sabotage.
That's the only way you can bring this place down, man. This place, like we was talking about this week, this place is a machine. It can literally run itself.
Yep. It's a well-oiled machine.
It's a well-oiled machine. So all of this that you are seeing is being done by your government and the people that own your government to bring it down, because if they didn't, everything would continue to move the way that it's supposed to move, man.
Right.
Absolutely.
2019, they declared war on the citizens.
Yep.
March of 2019, war was declared on us as people, and it is not going to stop. And everything is moving so fast. Fast to the point to where you can't see it. You know how you spin a wheel and it moves so fast that you really can't see it turning? That's how fast these things are going. Soon as COVID came, you know what I'm saying? Then this here come. Soon as that come, then this here come. Soon as that come, then this here come.
There's one thing after the man.
One thing after another. They got us dizzy.
Yep. So and what happens when if you spin around for so long and you dizzy and don't know where you're stumbling? It has to be somebody else. You pretty much begging for help.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
exactly what you're doing.
You begging for somebody to grab you. You grabbing somebody to grab you so you can get your balance.
And so is that not what they want us to do?
Absolutely.
That's what they want us to do.
Why not put the American people, especially black and brown, the Israelites, that they know but they won't admit? Why don't we just put them on a merry-go-round and just spin it and spin it and spin it?
Come on now.
While we telling them, we just gonna spin it a little bit to have fun.
Right.
Now we on this joke of can't stop it and just turning around where we sick and all this, and we're gonna beg for them to stop it.
And
that's what they're trying to push us towards. So the people, citizens, say, look, we tired of being sick. We tired of plagues and this and this and this. They're going to be begging the government step in and do something.
Right.
And that lets you know they started from the end and worked their way to all these results. Okay, we're going to make this. So in order to make this, let's do this on this side. Let's cause this. You know, a lot of ripples.
A lot of ripples.
Exactly.
So yeah,
and they've been doing this for a long time, man. You got to think too. How long have they been chemtrailing?
Man,
they've been getting us sick for a long time.
I mean, I was a little boy
That's what I was going to say. The three of us is old enough to know what real clouds look like.
Right.
We know what real
like.
clouds look like and what the real sky's supposed to look like. But nowadays, you are hard pressed to see real clouds. The majority of the clouds that you see during the day are not clouds.
Right.
It's chemicals.
Chemicals inside of.
Yeah. And this is how they flood in all of these cities. They just flooded Dallas. They flooded the Midwest and the Mideast. They flooded Mississippi. Mississippi ain't got no water. We already and the town that they in Mississippi, if Jackson. I'm not mistaken, I believe is 85% black.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
I believe Jackson. That's an 85%. I could be off on my percentage. But I know it's majority us though. Yeah. And we already in Flint, Michigan has shown us what they do when our water go bad.
Right. They do nothing. No prosecution.
Yeah, they do. They make sure the metal don't rust. That's
about it. And as of yesterday, from what I understand, I was reading up on some stuff. They know just the city of Jackson, Mississippi, ran out of bottled water. So until another city, until
what they covering up, Jemiah, you know what they covering up. You are absolutely right. But go ahead. They are covering up something.
they covering up something. So just like that movie showed us, what we said a few weeks ago, it's a chain effect. The mayor has to answer to the governor, and the governor answers to the administration. So until that mayor of Jackson hop on the phone with another mayor, and then that governor hops on the phone with another governor, they can't take a bath.
Right.
They can't fill up the sink to wash up. They don't have drinking water. They can't cook, all of that, because they have no more running clean water. So it's on a crisis. It's a true crisis down there.
That's a true crisis, man. And it's right here. It's right here inland. See, us over here in America, we have the tendency of we'll feel sorry for when people go through things, right? But we keep moving when it's not us or when it's not in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not directly affecting us. But what we need to understand is that the things that we are seeing far and near, these things are about to affect all of us.
Right. It's about, like you said, we won't react or act until it hits home.
Until it hits home.
Once it hits home, then we like, oh man. It's too late. You should have been preparing yourself.
We should have been preparing because all the signs are showing.
Yeah, I would say all these signs from other places, Sri Lanka, everywhere else. We should have been like, okay, but we high here. It ain't gonna happen to us.
It ain't gonna happen to us. It ain't gonna happen over here. But I mean, history. I mean, it shows that it's bound to pop. That balloon is bound to pop any day.
Well, there is no kingdom.
It's flying now. It's pop.
There is no kingdom that has been established that did not fall. Every kingdom that was established has fallen. Every last one of them.
Every last one, yeah.
Every last one of them. Babylon failed. First Babylon failed. Medes, Persians failed. Greece failed. First and second Rome. Fail. And when you go to Daniel chapter 7, guess what them 10 toes, which is your 10 United Nations, which is running every day gun thing, right? Guess what happened to them? They got smitten with a rock. And brought the whole daggum thing down. But the story didn't end there.
Right.
It continued because a whole new kingdom was created for the saints.
Right. Come on, man.
That is the only kingdom that is not going to fail, because in Daniel it says, because they will reign for how long? Forever and ever. But it's not until exactly. But it's not until this here gets destroyed.
Yeah.
It's not until this here gets destroyed, man. What's happening in China, yo? What we got over there, man?
Woo! Let's look at this small little clip before we get into it. Let's see. Here we go.
They shut off the power in China, and it's so hot people are staying in caves and sleeping on top of rivers. using umbrellas to cover from the sun. Why is
So yeah, it's
And they
really
just up and did that.
yeah. So like
First
we
the
were
money.
saying, yeah, they're shutting down the power grids due to all of these emissions being in the air. That's what they call climate control. So everybody knows. So that's why you see the video, y'all, of them people like in the houses. They'd rather be outside in a cave sleeping on mats on the water because it's so hot inside the house. They have no power, no running water, no electricity. And like Shir was saying, like Safar was saying, guys, listen, audience, listen, we have to be prepared because if they shut down the power grid and say we're going to shut down electricity for 4 days, because you got to think in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I was born and raised, they have the McGuire nuclear plant. It's rather small, but it powers North Carolina, a lot of Charlotte, and some of the mountains.
Right.
And Tampa, Florida, where they scared that Putin or one of the Xi Jinping may drop a nuke and take out that power plant because it's one of the biggest that powers a lot of the Southeast. So what happens is when they shut down, the water is so low that they're saying the water is so low that these nuclear plants that are run off hydrogen power that powers the grid, the nuclear reactors are getting too hot. If everybody remember Fukushima, that's what happened. It got too hot and they had to shut the power plant down and the nuclear reactors got too hot. They were low on water, so they couldn't power. So they're saying, so once again,
the same thing again.
It's going to happen here, y'all. It's the next step. Look, I know you guys are in Texas. Just briefly, I wasn't in Texas. I'm not in Texas, but I know when they shut down that power last winter, man, listen, man, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, we went 3 days. We went 3 days in our house without power, man. I told my family I would not want to go through this with nobody else. Don't want to go through it again. But bruh, you have no idea how cold it was. So cold we couldn't move. We just, you know what I'm saying? We was just sitting together. Just, you know what I'm saying? But because we had each other, we laughed a little bit. But bruh, you got to think about the people who was in their houses by themselves.
By themselves, man.
Think about the elderly people. Think about the people who had oxygen tanks. You know you need power to run your oxygen tank. Now, you telling me that nobody should have got arrested for that. People died. Somebody should have been held accountable for that. That was straight murder.
That was murder. And they couldn't hold Ted Cruz accountable because he had took a plane and was in Panama City. In Mexico. Like, come on, man.
You see what I'm saying? That was murder, man. Yeah. And they showing us, and this is the thing I tell people, man, we never had an issue with rolling blackouts, power outages, water not until they put those smart meters in your house.
That's it.
Before them smart meters, wasn't nobody having no rolling
blackouts.
Now they can sit in the comfort of their office and turn a whole daggum city out with a push of a button.
Right there. There you go. Thank you, Darko.
And the media, and they paid the media to tell you what they want you to know, what you want to hear.
That's it, man. They'll tell you it's climate control. No. Since the Industrial Revolution, y'all have been putting all of these oils and all of these gases into the atmosphere. So what's happening is there's an adverse reaction, almost like the jab, the cocktail, what we just saying. Their bodies have an adverse reaction from the jab. So of course, you guys are putting this stuff in the air. And we was talking earlier.
She's not accepting it neither.
Right. The earth is not accepting it. So what do you think is going to happen? It's like you said, it's a sabotage. They want to do it deliberately so we can depend on what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
About the sun is, of course, like everybody know. We were talking earlier. What was the one thing you heard in the late? I got so sick of it hearing as a little boy. The ozone layer.
The ozone layer.
Everywhere you turn, that's all you heard about was the ozone layer.
Yep.
Then they got away from it. Now they name it climate control.
Now they name it exactly. Same thing. And all of this is, you have to understand that all of this is being done simply to put people in more bondage, man. Yeah. Like what they did in California. They passed laws, man. California proves the weight of aggressive new climate measures in the article that IO find, man. How did they do that? By making laws. Making laws. And every time they make a law, what you need to understand, that ain't nothing but another chain in the link.
Another chain in the link. They passed the law at midnight.
While we sleep.
$54 billion. While we sleep, $54 billion was approved for technology for climate control.
Right.
The governor
now,
said.
How in the world, make it make sense to me.
Make it make sense.
And this the thing too, man. Where my Bible at? It's something. Hold on, let me see if I can find this right quick.
Why you finding that? Let me touch on something, man. Out with these laws, man. Don't you know when about a week ago I was reading something, and then they just slid in. No, my wife brought something to me about a law now that they have in the grocery store. If you forget to scan something at a self checkout, you get locked up.
Say what?
You're in trouble. You're in trouble. So while we doing all that other stuff, they slipped that law in there. So now we don't know if we go how hard they watching that.
Wow.
So I mean, they are blaming the destruction of the earth on us as a people. They saying it's our fault. That's what they saying. I'm looking for, I don't know if it's in Wisdom of Solomon. Let me see. Hold on. I'm not gonna look too long for it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. If I don't find it this time, I'm gonna keep it moving.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
That's right.
Well, as soon as the show over with, I'm gonna find it. Yeah. I'm gonna quit looking for it right now. But they blaming the destruction of the earth on us as a people. You know what I'm saying? They saying it's our fault. We burning too much gas, or you know what I'm saying? They even call climate change on cows farting. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. You know what I'm saying? It's our carbon footprint, as they call it, right? But my thing is this: who created this earth?
Come on, man.
Most High created this earth, did he not?
Come on, man.
He created this earth. And I'm going to tell you something, man, about me. And I'm sure y'all the same way, because y'all men. If I make something, if I make it, you're not going to have the power to destroy it.
Right.
Only I can destroy that.
Right.
So they got us believing in something that don't really even make sense. I go to this thing right here, right? I can go here and I can tell you who created. In the beginning, the Most High created the heavens and the earth. You see what I'm saying? He created it, man. So that means now, if he is as powerful as he say that he is, which I know that he is,
right,
he ain't fist to let us destroy what it is that he created for us.
Right.
If these politicians was really serious about saving the earth, y'all would be governing for the people to follow the laws and the statutes that's in this book.
Right. Right.
But y'all a long ways from that.
Long ways. Long ways.
So there's nothing that y'all can do. There's nothing that they can do except what? Hey, he told you, I am not going to hold my tongue no more.
I'm not going to hold my tongue no more. If I spoke the earth and the heavens and the universe into existence, all I got to do is speak. And I'm not going to hold my tongue. That's basically what he's telling you. All I got to do is just speak it and everything done. So I'm not going to hold my tongue.
Doing the complete opposite. Boy. Exactly.
You
They
remember
doing the
what I used to
complete
tell you?
opposite.
I am like I get in conversation with people like science folks. I said I know Albert Einstein said E equals MC squared, so everlasting light. But my Bible tell me where that light came from.
Right.
Who turned the light on?
Come on,
When
man.
it came on, and why it's on.
Separated. Come on, man.
Now, while y'all still trying to figure out what Albert Einstein cracked out mind trying to do, my Bible said it all.
Exactly.
And in that one article that they just passed that 54 billion climate spending bill in California, the whole time they talking about, like we were talking earlier, they talking about, we want to by 2045, we're trying to have 2030 and 2045, we're trying to have electric cars.
Right.
But you just said y'all have to do.
You just killed the black man that could have helped you.
Right. You just killed the black man that could have helped you. And you saying you shutting off the power in China and everywhere in different spots because of the grid. So what are you making electric? So you want to make
exactly? So how's the grid going to be able to support that, man?
That's how you know that double speak. They just talking and saying stuff just to make more money. It's just
you know what I'm saying, man. I'll tell you this: they put in place a plan to depopulate, and that's exactly what they're doing. Two things that they're doing: they are depopulating, and they're also ushering in a new government. And there's only one way to bring in the new government, which is make what's in place now, it has to fall.
It has to fall.
And that's why everything that's being done is affecting the other. Right. The diseases is affecting the economy. Right. Because the diseases come about, we got major lockdowns, right? And so therefore the economy came to a halt, right? The economy is affecting social rest. That's why crime is spiking. You see what I'm saying? All of this here, man, and that's why the show is called It's All Unraveling. It's all falling apart right before our eyes. The handwriting is on the wall. The diseases is affecting the economy. The economy is affecting the social rest. The social rest is affecting the trust that people have in the government. You see?
And you're making the social unrest. You're making, if you look at society now, it's so much toxicity, and you're adding more toxic to
that's
already
exactly
toxic Babylon. People's spirits and ruachs are just so I don't even. It's madness.
Right. And they do it so clever and dressed up to make it look either fun or something that you need.
Right.
That's exactly what they do. There you go.
They dress it up as something that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, they pacify you with the entertainment.
They pacify you with that date 2045. Come on, man. And in the year 2040 something, man, we ain't thinking about that.
Right. No. How can we be thinking about that? And what's crazy is that they'll tell you in a heartbeat that we not a recession. We are in a recession.
Yeah, we're in a recession, full blown.
We are in a recession. Oh, yeah. People are losing their jobs. Matter of fact, Bed Body and Beyond, is that the name of the store? Did I say it right?
Bed
Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath. They closing stores. I forgot how many stores they're closing up.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're closing stores nationwide.
They firing, laying off thousands of employees.
Because Bed Bath & Beyond that's a huge franchise.
That's a huge franchise.
Like they're in every state, multiple malls. I mean, any strip mall now.
And they don't look like they're losing no money.
Right.
Every time I go to the mall, I see tons of people in there. Right.
But what it is that
that man session, that orange lotion, man.
Yeah, you might want to go stock up.
Yeah, man, I already did. You already did. Sanitize everything.
Looks like they spending out more than they're bringing in, though. Right. Like you said, every store is packed. You used to see Bed Bath & Beyond in just major malls. Now you see it.
Yeah,
everywhere. And if they're going out of business, then something's not right.
That's just one. That's just the one that we know of. How many more?
Plenty more.
How many more? People, and this is something else that we be sleeping on that we don't know. You got people in Washington, D.C. every day quitting and resigning.
Yep. Now we normally you will have people that resign from the Pentagon of the administration, but this year,
and the numbers that they doing now,
it's been unreal. I'm talking about every other day somebody leaving and quitting from. Man, it's
the handwriting is there. It's for real one of these situations where no one would be able to say, I did not know. No, you knew, but you did not want to believe what your eyes were telling you.
That's right.
And we are at that point now in time where there is no middle ground.
That's right.
There is no middle ground, man.
There is no middle ground. Either no more straddling the fence. They
no
truly
more straddling the fence. Exactly.
They truly
it's time to pick
a side.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pick a side. Whether you
it's time to pick a side.
Now we know our audience and us three know whose side we on. But as the masses, people are still awakening each day. So I just hope. I just hope our people will get the speed quickly, because like Safar just said, we can't pick it for you.
You know, the prophet said the 3/4. I was thinking about that, man. We as Brews, we talk about the 3/4 all the time, right? Do we actually know what 3/4 is? When I put that in mathematical term, it blew my mind.
That's a lot of people, man.
That's 75% of us.
Right.
3/4. That is 75% of us. He's saying that is not gonna make it.
Yeah. Think about Noah. All them people that when the door shut, that was beating on the door, and you had 120 years.
Man, come on, bring it out. That's something I be telling my family all the time. It's not gonna be a lot of us making. You can go through history in the Bible and see that the numbers are small.
Right.
The numbers are small, and this is one of the reasons why daily we need to get on our knees. We need to talk to Abba.
Yep. Me and the family was just talking about Abraham and Sodom and Gomorrah. The most high was like, I'm about to take everybody out. Abraham was like 50 people.
He counted all the way down
to 10%. Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying?
So y'all, it's
75%. That means only a quarter. Only one quarter. And we talking worldwide. We talking all of us.
Yeah.
We talking all of us.
Worldwide.
I said, whoa.
That's it. It'll make you sit back in your seat and say, whoa. Like when you really in line with the Father, and when you really hearken into his voice, you will think about it like that. You will say, wait a minute. How did we gloss over this for so many years? Also, I made 2/3. But then once you sit and think, you be like, wait a minute, that's a lot of us.
Right.
That's a lot of people.
Right.
Yep.
And it really.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it really hits you when you think about it like that. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Yeah, because we used to say which number am I? 100 out of the 144,000.
Right.
Until we realized that's just the elders and the leader. The rest of it was us. Now, whoever's in there, that's the 25%.
Right. Because you figure all the people in the world and say only 300,000 make it. That, you know how small that is compared to that's a remnant. That's a true.
That's a remnant. That is a remnant. Exactly. And you know what's so beautiful about this though is that he gives us the instructions. He let us know.
Come on, man.
He let us know.
Come on.
And then another thing too, we got to think, man, when you read that Esdras say that we in the last part of the last.
Yep.
It's 13 parts. And that was doing his time.
Weaker and weaker each part.
Each part.
That was doing his time. So man, that means that we like in the end of that. In the end of that.
Right. We in the end of our teeth. The skin of our teeth. Right. For real.
This is why this stuff is speeding up the way that it's speeding up, because those devils is telling them, hey, we got to amp this thing up, man. Right. And look at what they trying to do. Man, they lying talking about they finna go to the moon. Y'all ain't finna go to no daggone moon. Quit lying.
Yeah, you see where they changed the SpaceX logo to the Pharaoh head.
Yes. Yes. All of this stuff is the promotion of their gods, man.
That's it, Doc.
And when we participate with them, we be right there along with them, giving praises to their gods and not even recognize it.
Don't even realize it.
Feeding that spirit.
Don't even realize it.
Mars is not a planet. Mars is their god. Right. Saturn is not a planet. Saturn is one of their gods. Jupiter is not a planet. Jupiter is one of their gods, man.
Yeah, they wilding out.
These people crazy.
They wilding. I see that SpaceX logo. I was like, man, what is this?
I got to see that.
I was like, they got the Pharaoh, the Ramses with the long hair. You know how they.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, and Elon Musk was bragging about
Egypt. What did he say? Man. I will bring you back to Egypt by way of ships.
And they only showing who they are. We here. They come on, man.
We are here, man. We are here.
Exactly. They're gonna wave the white flag out. Most High said, I'm not gonna hold my tongue any longer.
I'm not gonna hold my tongue no more, man. So it's one of those shows, when the monkeypox, people are getting sick. People are going to continue to get sick. A lot of it, I don't think any of us don't know someone who took that jab. I'm sure all of us know multiple people who have taken that jab.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to one of the people who watched the show weekly. They was telling me about a co-worker who took the jab and is upset about taking it now because they feel like they've been lied to. Which I'm sure that there's a lot of people now that got that jump floating around in their bodies and feel that exact same way right now.
Who took the both of them and a booster, and then got lied to.
You see. And it's the thing, man, that once that stuff is in you,
yes, what can you
right? It ain't like you can go in there and cipher it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
no ciphering out.
Ain't no saying. You know what I'm saying? It's in there.
I don't even know where the tune's going.
You know, and this is the ways of the world. This is how they work, and they steadily doing things. But this is the thing too, man, with the chemtrails. All of these people who are jabbed up. I don't care what nobody say. We did a show on it one time before, how spike protein shed. It's called shedding. Spike protein shed, and they can get you sick. But all of that stuff, the very first thing that we read today in that 2 Edges 15, what did the Most High tell us? Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid
of their imaginations against it.
All praises, man.
Because they end game is to get all of us sick. Not some of us, but all of us sick. All of us sick. But the scripture in 2 Esdras also said that only the wicked will die in their wickedness. That's what the scripture says. So you got to think, man, these are plagues, and these plagues that the Most High is allowing to be let loose, they all got names on them. He know, when you read the Bible, he said, don't say that I ain't been wicked. Yeah, you been wicked. He said, and I'm going to hit you upside the head with a hot coal too for lying to me.
And then I'm glad at the calamity.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
These plagues have names on them. How are you living?
Whew.
How well is you and your father's relationship? Right?
Man, something that you got to think on that. Meditate.
And Hamashiach done went through this, man. Well, you better go read. You better go read them Gospels, man. What we going through, he done already went through, and he told us what he said. If it's good for the master, it's good for the servant.
Come on, man. Come on.
Mashiach done already went through this to show us that, hey, if you hold on to the promises of the Father, he gonna bring you through this thing.
You'll endure.
You're gonna endure it.
You're gonna endure it.
We be forgetting, man, that brother didn't want to. That brother say, hey, if you can take this cup
can pass from me. Father, come take it.
Come take it. We can't glass over that, man. So we got to think that what we going through, what we're going to be going through, we better get our laughs and our kikis out and our happy feelings out now while we can. Because look, man, the pressure is about to get on us.
It's mounting. You can see it. You can sense it. So
They was doing military exercises in the neighborhood not long ago with helicopters late at night. People couldn't sleep.
Yep. They was doing it here in South Carolina a couple of weeks ago. We heard them. Yeah. Right around the same time, about 1 o'clock, from 1 to about 4, about 3 hours, the power went out.
You think these people just doing this just to be doing this? No, they doing this because when they get ready to round your butt up, they got to be synchronized because they know that a lot of people ain't going to act right.
Right.
Come on.
They know who go, and they already know who gonna act right and who ain't gonna act right. They know.
They already know that.
They've been watching.
And they already know, right. They've been watching and they already know. They've been reading 2 Edges 15. They know now.
They got on to it. They put their grubber hands on before we did.
Yeah, right. Because they know that they know BIE, Black Identity Extremity. They know. They've been for a couple years. They was like, oh yeah, these jokers got a hold to them. They know it's their book. And they know. And
they reading it. They reading it.
So
all praises to the Most High, man. We've been here an hour and 26 minutes. Yeah, I know it. It don't seem that time flew by, don't it, man?
Gracious.
That time flew by, yeah, it did. Man, but I truly do believe that we looking at side effects from that jab.
Yeah.
I don't you know what I'm saying.
I believe the test too.
Yeah, and the test too, exactly. Yeah. And pretty soon we're gonna be looking at side effects and death from the foods, man. We gotta think about that, man, because they already poisoning the food, but they're about to start poisoning the foods, man. Mm-hmm. Bill Gates in China has done bought up all the land. I forget now Bill Gates is the single most land owner out of everybody,
right?
Individually, what is he doing with that land? Finna be making y'all some Beyond Burgers. Y'all better stay away from them Beyond Burgers.
Beyond grass, Beyond fish, everything gonna be GMO over there.
Beyond chicken,
Impossible Whopper. Like you better put that Whopper down, boy. It's really gonna be impossible.
Right. Y'all better stop and tell me, I'm eating healthy. It's not real meat. Okay, so what is it then? When you grow an herb right off the side of your jaw.
When you start looking like sloth off of with a dragon eye hanging,
coyote meat.
You're right. Y'all better leave that stuff alone, man.
They got coyote.
Eating rabbit. Oh, man.
Oh,
coyote with rabbit.
Yeah, and we can't blame it on the Asians though, Lord. You know, I stopped eating at the Chinese buffets a long time ago. I told my wife, I said, hey, I've been eating chicken all my life. I say, I don't know what part of the chicken this here is, man. They be putting that stuff on that meat. Yeah, this is not no chicken, man.
It be the knee. The knee. Chicken knee. Chicken ankles.
You know what I'm saying? Chicken knuckles.
Right. I ain't eating no chicken head. But it's good.
I said, man, I don't know. Hey, because I know for a fact, y'all say it's racist or whatever, but I know for a fact, y'all do too. Asians eat everything. It ain't nothing safe around them jokers, man.
Oh, it is good. You bring it here. We chop it. It's good. we sleeping on the cot on the water, but we make the chicken for you.
Right.
Hey,
With a little bit dab of
the
salt.
cat is a pet today and food tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, look, they say when you move over there and cats start missing, wait a minute, we moved in last month.
Y'all do know we're still live, and they can shut this down right there and there. Y'all do know we're live.
Right.
You live, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that joke went from 10 to number 9. He just go tell.
I know, right?
He done slammed the headset down. I'm going to tell it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff, though, bro.
Yeah.
He back now. He went back up to 10.
Yeah.
Went back up to 10. He done already called the authorities on us.
Yeah, he on the way. Wait.
Say, fellas, it's been real. It's been real. I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
Miss Robertson want to say what's up, what's happening, Shalom, sister. That sister there be giving us some good news, man. She really do. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that sister be giving us some good news. But you know, we got people, man. All I can do though, for real though, is for the people that we know that do have the junk inside of them that's regretting it. You know, all the thing we can do, man, is talk to them and still educate them though, you know, because there are so many people that did take it for different reasons, right? But I'd already told my family, and I was so serious. Look, man, I'm prepared to stay on the grid. I really wasn't, but I was. Like I'm not taking this, sir. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we gonna do, but I'm not taking this, sir, because I understand that once that stuff is in your body, it ain't no coming out, man. So we was about to learn what it really meant to trust in the Most High when it came down to it. They had told me, hey, you're going to have to take this, sir, and get fired. I wasn't going to quit. I was going to stay there till they tell me don't come back no more.
Right.
Your
badge didn't work. You scan your badge, you're like, oh. Okay.
Right.
We'll holler at you.
Don't even say nothing. Just turn around.
Don't even. Right. Going back to the parking lot. Just going back to the car. Yeah.
What's that? Watch Soylent Green. Is that a movie?
Oh yeah. Soylent Green is another movie where they're that's my wife, Shaka Boom. Hey, baby. But yeah, Soylent Green is another movie. Like I wouldn't compare it. It's about the toxins in the environment and stuff like that they were like putting in the environment and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, almost like me and the wife. We watched the
Toxic Skies.
Man, boy,
that Toxic Skies. Yeah,
woo, that thing heavy.
Toxic Skies is heavy. It really is. And you guys, y'all can find that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Chemtrails is something that I talk to people about because I like to see their face when I talk to them about it, because so many people don't know what chemtrails is. When you get to talking about it and how they be controlled, when they think you crazy, man.
So, you pop up on them in the Valero gas station.
That's me, brother.
Hey, what you think about chemtrails? Like,
I'm that dude.
I was in line and getting a Twix and $10 on gas.
I'm that dude. Y'all got anything to close up with, man? Any closing remarks?
The title is the title for me. What you gonna do when the lights go out? This power grid stuff, y'all, is getting real. Stay in tune with the Most High. Go meditate on that 2 Edges 15 that we read and other precepts, line upon line. Hearken to the voice of the Most High. Keep loving each other and just stay together, man. We got to be able to educate and talk to each other and have these conversations. So
got to
appreciate the audience, man. We love
appreciate the audience. We truly love y'all. And like Ayob said, thank y'all for hanging in there with us. And by any chance, please talk to your peoples and get them up in there, because this is information for everybody. And I tell people all the time, y'all might not agree with what it is that we say on this show, but I can guarantee you that it will make you think, though. It will give you an opportunity to think about things differently than how you have been thinking about them. Safa, what you got, brother?
For the Most High, keep his commandments, everybody. That's the whole duty of man.
That is the whole duty of man. But with that being said, we would like to thank everybody for sticking with us tonight.
Yeah. Look, it's the end when how the newscasters, I always wanted to
get the papers.
My papers like that. All right, signing off.
Exactly. Hey, nothing on that paper because they read.
Exactly. All praise. Well, we will see you guys this same time next week. With that being said, Shalom. We are out.
It's all unraveling. It's all unraveling.
Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no, it's almost getting close. In case you didn't know.
This has been real. We would like to thank you, and we will see you at this same time next week.
Only the ones with no faith to take the vaccines. Step to me with it, I'ma make your back lean. We at the end, new Sodom and Gomorrah. Christ about to come and mop the floor up. Walking up in Louis V with your mask on. Check the me's, man, they about to get their blast on. Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no, it's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no.